afternoon to my 6 wee treasures. Yana wants to be on this video. The first thing I was going to talk about is how to make yourself feel good when you're stuck in the house. And one of the best ways to make yourself feel good is to do something nice for somebody else. So I started thinking about a friend I have, and he lives all by himself, and he hates to cook. And he's even older than Papa Lou and I, so he needs to stay by himself. And since I love to cook and he hates to cook and he loves to eat, I decided maybe I'd start cooking him a few meals and leaving them on his porch. So today I made him some super healthy wheat oat grain bread, and I made one for us. And I made some cookies and I gave him some. And I made some manicotti, some noodles stuffed with cheese with sauce all over them. And Papa Lou and I drove over to his house, and he left the container out that he used last time I took food, and we dropped it off, and we backed way up because you got to stay safe. And we waved to him. So that made me feel good. Gave me something to do. I hope he enjoys the food. I sure enjoyed making it for him. Well, I can't tell a story without tea, and since this is my favorite room, and right now this is my favorite place in my favorite room, which is my shelf full of super cute teapots and different kinds of tea, I'm going to pick this one out today. This is a strange little jar. When I went to China, I'd never seen anything like it, and everybody carried them. Uncle Ryan had one, other people had them. So they take these jars, they put loose tea leaves in there, not with a strainer like we did, and they put their hot water in there, they put the lid on, and they sip it. And you know what? I think lots of people in China end up with funny little green leaves on their teeth, and they don't care at all. So I don't think I'll care today either. I'm going to take the lid off, and I think if I'm using my jar that I got from China, I'm going to go ahead and use some tea that Uncle Ryan brought me from China. Take the lid off. Oh, look inside. I have no idea what kind of tea it is, but there's no kind of tea I don't like. So here it goes. A few little leaves. I always put way too many. I don't know how you like your tea, but I like mine kind of weak actually. So I'm going to go over to my Aunt Haley, Mama Haley tea kettle. I got the water all hot. Pour it in. And when that hot water hits those tea leaves and starts absorbing that water, they're going to puff up and expand. I haven't used this in a while. There's the tea leaves floating at the top. But if I remember right, the tea leaves should all kind of start floating to the bottom so they don't get stuck in my teeth so badly. I'm going to put the lid on. How am I doing, Yana? And I'm going to take it with me to read my story for today. What's sitting in my rocking chair? My box arrived from Colorado with my fun souvenirs, and here was one of them. Auntie Haley brought me back this amazing blanket from Nepal. What grandma doesn't like a blanket for her lap? I don't know any. So it's cold outside, but I'm nice and warm. Yana, do you want to come listen to the story? You told me that you wanted to be in this video. Come on over. We'll see. Okay. Well, today's story is about not giving up. And even when I was a grown-up, I used to think about this story. Whenever I was doing something hard and I was getting tired or frustrated and I wanted to quit, I would think about this story. So, it's The Little Engine That Could, and I'll bet all of you already know this story. And there's a bunch of little trains. And I don't know. It says, to the little Bud from Uncle Mike and Aunt Kathy, Christmas 1981. That is Papa Lou's brother, and that was his wife in 1981 when Ryan was 2. I didn't even remember that about this book, where it came from, but I sure remember this story. Chug, 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 puff, 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 ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. You went down, Jan? Say bye to everybody. Bye, Sophie. Bye, Rosie. Bye, Harry. Bye, Alice. Bye, Maya. And bye, Max. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no neck at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls, dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And never be afraid of a clown. Somebody turned them into something they aren't. Clowns are supposed to make us laugh and be happy. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, penknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could want. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk. Maya, can you taste that for their breakfast? Fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops, that's pretty much everybody, and lollipops for after-meal treats. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Oh, yes, everything's good when you have energy and you're happy. Then, there's going to be a change. Then all of a sudden, she stopped with a jerk. She simply could not go another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels would not turn. Oh boy, got trouble now. What were all those good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain going to do without the wonderful toys to play with and the good food to eat? Here comes a shiny new engine, said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. Let us ask him to help us. So all the dolls and toys cried out together. Help, help. Please, shiny new engine, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. Wow, that's a big responsibility.